Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 1 of what's going to be a new Let's Play on my channel. We are taking a look at a game that has been on my radar for quite a while now. I'd say over a year. I purchased the game and its DLC on sale at some point, and I've just been waiting for the right time to play it. I was really interested in it. I was waiting for when I would be in the mood to play a mech type RPG. And this is a mech strategy RPG. And I think now is the right time. I feel good about playing it and checking it out. And I hope you'll join me on this journey. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm playing this blind. I have not played before. And we're going to be checking out this game that is very positive on Steam and seems like a very, very cool strategy RPG. So this is going to be episode 1 of Let's Play BattleTech. So I hope you guys will join me. Without further ado, let's just double click and see what we've got here and get right into it. I do not know what to expect. I've played 70 minutes and most of that time was actually downtime, I think, not actively playing it, because I know I didn't play 70 minutes of this game. Basically played about 15 minutes. Just didn't even get through the tutorial. So we'll go ahead and let these screens run and see what we're dealing with here. Paradox is involved. Very cool. The seal of quality. It's made with Unity, a very good engine. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very interested in this game. It's been sitting in my Steam games list for, like I said, about a year. And I thought finally, you know what? I want to get into this. This is interesting. Here we go. 2107. (2116), 9 years later. Earth, Tau Ceti. All sorts of star systems and lands. Wow. This is a very high sci-fi game. Wow, many years later, hundreds. Starleague ratified. Even more hundreds of years. Mech Warriors. Lots of drama going on here. Dang. Looks cool as heck, guys. Wow. I am into this. Alright, here we are. So as you see, I have the Flashpoint DLC, Urban Warfare, and Heavy Metal. Let's go ahead and check the settings. I clicked Zoom to New Contacts. I don't know what that is, actually. Video, we're playing on medium because I'm on my laptop. We're going to go ahead and adjust the gamma. To about right there. I don't think there's any more settings that we really need to tweak. Video is 1080p. Audio is fine. We have play subtitles. Multiplayer, we'll deal with the difficulty when we get into the campaign, and we are going to be playing the campaign. Not the career or not skirmish mode, which is like individual battles. Career is like a roguelike mode, I think. I think people call it rogue tech. I'm not sure. Like you play just as a career, you know, doing all the stuff that you do in the game, but there's no campaign story mode. So we're going to play the campaign. Then click new. Play the BattleTech campaign with default difficulty settings or customize your play experience. Let's try to customize. What's mech destruction? When active, the setting will cause any mech disabled by the destruction of its center torso to be lost permanently. Those seeking significant challenge. Unequipped mechs. When this setting's enabled, new mechs you acquire through salvage will not come with equipped weapons or components and will need to be customized from scratch. Iron Man mode. You know what? I'm just going to play lethality. When this setting is enabled, Mech Warriors that are incapacitated in combat will always be killed. I'm just going to play a regular standard campaign. I think that should be good enough in a balanced type of setting. Mech Warrior's gunnery skill determines the chance to hit with ranged weaponry. And I meant to mention, I was very interested in this because I heard that BattleTech, which I don't know a lot about the universe or anything, is a tabletop RPG that is quite popular. And this is sort of the adaptation of that into video game form. Now, I don't expect too much tabletop stuff in the game, but it always interests me when you have a deep rule set like a tabletop RPG and you implement it into a video game. That's my favorite stuff. So here we go. Harebrained Schemes Production.
I am Kamea of House Arano, High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great Mech Warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
BattleTech Restoration. Welcome to the Oregon Reach. The Oregon Reach is a small kingdom in the Rim-Ward Periphery, a region of space that lies at the outskirts of the more densely colonized Inner Sphere. It is home to the Oregon Coalition, a federation organized around a parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Arano family. So a small kingdom in the outskirts of a densely colonized Inner Sphere. For 3 generations under the rule of House Arano, the Oregon Coalition has remained a relatively peaceful corner of the periphery. It is here your story begins. Decades ago, your family came to the Reach from, the Draconis Combine. Mech Warriors who hail from the Combine tend to be fierce, disciplined, and relentless fighters no matter the odds they might face on the battlefield. Although the Draconis Combine is as ethically diverse as any of the vast interstellar empires, it is also one of the most culturally homogeneous. Over centuries of rule, the founding house Kurita has succeeded in uniting the people of the Combine into a single culture, one heavily molded around medieval Japanese society, while some, most notably the descendants of the conquered Principality of Rosselhag, continue to chafe at the uniformity of Draconis society. Overall, this has created a more cohesive populace and military than seen in the other great houses of the Inner Sphere. The Free Worlds League, MERIC. Mech Warriors who hail from the Free Worlds League tend to be passionate, enduring fighters who value justice and equality above all else. The oldest and theoretically most democratic of the great successor states of the Inner Sphere, the Free Worlds League is actually a broad coalition of many minor noble houses. For most of the League's history, it has been ruled under martial law by a captain general, who by tradition is from House MERIC. The cultural diversity and relative independence of its component regions are at once the greatest strength of the Free Worlds League and its greatest weaknesses. The Federated Sons, Davion. Mech Warriors who hail from the Federated Sons seem to possess more finely honed skills and better equipment than their counterparts from other regions of space. They often see themselves as righteous warriors and champions of liberty, sometimes to a fault. Though nearly extinguished by the Draconis Combine in the First Succession War, the Federated Sons, a constitutional monarchy ruled by the renowned House Davion, has become arguably the most powerful of the 5 great successor states. Through careful military campaigns and subtle diplomacy, House Davion has significantly increased the number of star systems under its control in the last 2 centuries. The Lyran Commonwealth, Steiner. Mech Warriors who hail from the Lyran Commonwealth tend to be hardy, well-equipped, and well-trained, though they have also earned a reputation for not being particularly strategic thinkers on the battlefield. Wealth is the greatest strength of the merchant princes of the Lyran Commonwealth, ruled by House Steiner. Despite a number of humiliating defeats in the first 2 succession wars, the Lyran Commonwealth has bounced back thanks to the combined strength of its economy, the biggest of the 5 great successor states, and its control of the Inner Sphere's largest functioning Battlemech factories. What the Lyran Commonwealth may lack in military prowess, it makes up for with raw numbers and industrial scale. The Capellan Confederation, Yeehaw. Mech Warriors who hail from the Capellan Confederation are dedicated and steadfast combatants, capable of holding the line and often surprising those opponents who would make the mistake of underestimating them. The Capellan Confederation has suffered the most at the hands of the other successor states over the last 2 centuries of war, having lost nearly half of its territory it once controlled at the height of the Star League's rule. Over time, the leadership of House Liao has transformed the Capellan Confederation into a socialist police state with a highly regulated economy. Most Capellans take great pride in their citizenship, which must be earned through service to the state. The Magistracy of Canopus. Mech Warriors who hail from the Magistracy of Canopus can run the gamut of skill and fighting styles, but they often favor clever and unorthodox tactics on the field. While smaller than the great successor states of the Inner Sphere, the Magistracy of Canopus is one of the major powers of the Rimward Periphery. The Magistracy is a matriarchal society led by a Magistrix. This is an elected position open to any woman, but largely controlled by the House Centrella due to the family's popularity. The Magistracy supports an open society that ensures the personal liberty of all citizens and the right to live their lives as they see fit. The Taurean Concord. Mech Warriors who hail from the Taurean Concord tend to be stubborn and aggressive. They can be quick to anger, but they are nonetheless skilled and perceptive combatants. Founded as a constitutional monarchy under the leadership of House Calderon, the Taurean Concord is the strongest military power of the Rimward Periphery. It is also one of the oldest surviving realms of human civilization, having been formed long before the creation of the Star League. Taurean citizens enjoy extensive freedoms guaranteed by the Concordat Charter and take pride in defending those freedoms through compulsory service. The Taurean Concordat has long had an antagonistic relationship with the Inner Sphere, particularly with the Federated Sons. The Rimward Periphery. There's no easy way to characterize mech warriors hailing from the Rimward Periphery. They could be anything from petty thugs to ruthless tacticians to skilled and honorable warriors. The nations and minor noble houses of the Rimward Periphery have long played a role in shaping humanity. The Star League's downfall began in the Periphery, eventually leading to the current tattered state of these disparate star systems on the edge of known space. The Periphery is still the galaxy's frontier, where the great houses of the Inner Sphere play deadly politics. Petty bandit kingdoms thrive, and pirate bands prey on the minor noble houses, trying to survive in this hostile environment. In the Deep Periphery, mech warriors that hail from the Deep Periphery are rare, but even rarer is the mech warrior who will admit to such an origin. Beyond the outermost edges of the Periphery lie the depths of space that remain uncharted and unknown to most of human civilization. Little is known about these regions, but they are far from uninhabited. The Deep Periphery is littered with abandoned colonies and small outposts, isolated from the rest of humanity. After the fall of the Star League, General Alexander Kerensky led the remnants of the Star League Defense Force into the Deep Periphery, disappearing from the Inner Sphere and from recorded history. Interesting. I actually like what I hear out of the Magistracy of Canopus. Can run the gamut of skill and fighting styles, but they often favor clever and unorthodox tactics, and supports an open society that ensures the personal liberty of all citizens and the right to live their lives as they see fit. I think that sounds good. A woman controls it. Well, the Magistrix is an elected position to any woman. Very cool. Let's be them. You are of noble birth. Though immigrants to the Oregon Reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Oregon space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral Battlemech, an old blackjack BJ1. Hold on, we can highlight these words. Should we go through one? Should we go through them and read all of it? Let's just read what we're going to be. The Magistracy of Canopus is a large periphery state located rimward and anti-spinward of Terra, just beyond the Free Worlds League. Founded explicitly as a matriarchy, the Magistracy is ruled by a Magistrix, a position open only to women, and usually held by a member of the founding Centrella family. Independent since the fall of the Star League, the Magistracy has remained mostly untouched by the succession wars, except by the overall collapse of trade and travel. The Magistracy is famed for its social and cultural freedom, with no consensual behavior forbidden by law or custom. The current ruler of the Magistracy is Magistrix Kayala Centrella, who harbors a deep grudge against the Inner Sphere and the Free Worlds League in particular. Let's see who these successor states are. 5 great nations of the Inner Sphere are considered the successors to the Star League. These are known as the successor states. We are not there. The Federated Sons, ruled by House Davion. The Draconis Combine, ruled by House Kurita. The Capellan Confederation, ruled by House Liao. The Free Worlds League, ruled by House Merrick. And the Lyran Commonwealth, ruled by House Steiner, are the successor states. In the Inner Sphere is a region of space within about 500 light years of Terra. This area is divided between the 5 successor states to the former Star League. This region is the heart of human civilization and culture. Beyond the Inner Sphere is the Periphery. So we're in the Periphery with the Magistracy. The Periphery is a region of space bordering and surrounding the Inner Sphere. The area directly opposite the galactic core is known as the Rimward Periphery. The Rimward Periphery is home to major states such as the Magistracy of Canopus, the Taurean Concord, and the Oregon Coalition, as well as a large number of independent worlds. And House Centrella is the ruling dynasty of the Magistracy of Canopus. Captain Cassandra Centrella of the Free Worlds League military founded the Magistracy in 2530 when she became disillusioned with her superiors and the patriarchal structures of the Inner Sphere. The family enjoys immense popularity among Canopian citizens. So that's probably... Well, let's read more. It's pretty interesting. Star League. From 2570 to 2780, the Star League was an interstellar council formed from the Terran hegemony, the 5 great houses of the inner sphere, and the territorial states of the periphery. The stability and prosperity of the Star League led to the flourishing of civilization and technology. The Star League ended in civil war when the leader of the Rimworld's Republic, Stefan Amaris, murdered the First Lord in a bid to usurp his position. Let's look at the different houses. Karita, hail from the Combine. The Draconis Combine is one of the 5 successor states of the Star League, located coreward and spinward of Terra. Ruled by House Karita, the Combine has always been aggressively expansionist. The head of the Combine was the first of the Council Lords to declare himself the new ruler of the collapsing Star League. Regularly in conflicts among his borders with all its neighbors, the Combine is a highly structured, militaristic society with rulership in the hands of the Coordinator, the Commander-in-Chief of the Draconis military. The Combine's culture is heavily influenced by the Japanese roots of the ruling family, despite the minority status of those with Japanese ancestry, as this cultural heritage is imposed from above by the predominantly Japanese ruling class. The current leader of the Combine is Coordinator Takashi Kurita. House Karita. Honor the Dragon. House Karita has dominated the Draconis Combine since its founding in 2319 by Shiro Kurita, who imbued the state with its strong Japanese culture. Personal honor and a self-reliance bordering on xenophobia are hallmarks of Kuritan policy. Embracing the way of the warrior, the Draconis Combine has had a long history of antagonism with aggression against its neighbors. While some, most notably the Principality of Razzlehog, continue to chafe at the uniformity of Draconis society. So the Principality of Razzlehog is a minor interstellar, or Razzlehag, a minor interstellar state conquered 700 years ago by the Draconis Combine, now officially known as the Razzlehag Military District. The Free Worlds League is one of the 5 successor states of the Star League, located rimward and anti-spinward of Terra, ruled by House Merrick. The League was, with the Capellan Confederation, one of the original signatories of the treaties that would eventually form the Star League. After the fall of the Star League, the Free Worlds League granted broad control over its economy and government to the commander of its military, the Captain General. The League is known for being a powerful mercantile state, but the succession wars have nearly destroyed its economy. The current ruler of the League is Captain General Janos Merrick. The Federated Sons. The Federated Sons is one of the 5 successor states of the Star League, located rimward and spinward of Terra. Ruled by House Davion, the Federation is the most powerful of the 5, and the people of the Federation pride themselves on their self-proclaimed role as defenders of justice and liberty. The Federation is quite capable of ruthless, decisive action, though, and its idealism readily gives way to pragmatism when called for. The current ruler of the Federation, Prince Hans Davion, is an experienced and unconventional military commander. The Federation's alliance with the Lyran Commonwealth effectively ended the Third Succession War. And House Davion, by Freedom's Sword. From their capital world of New Avalon, the Davion family led the Federated Sons to become one of the largest and most militarily powerful states in the Inner Sphere. The Federated Sons' motto, by Freedom's Sword, illustrates their self-image as a nation, the champion of freedom, democracy, and human rights, although the reality is not so clear-cut. In addition to being a military power, the Federated Sons is home to the New Avalon Institute of Science, the premier research and development center of the 31st century. Lyran Commonwealth is one of the 5 successor states of the Star League, located coreward and anti-spinward of Terra, Ruled by House Steiner, the Commonwealth is the wealthiest of the five, with an entrenched and powerful noble class. The focus on pedigree and prestige among the nobility has often resulted in less than brilliant officers being elevated to high command, to the detriment of the Commonwealth's military strength. Much of the Commonwealth's success comes from its vast resources located within its borders. The current ruler of the Commonwealth is Archon Katrina Steiner, notable for her peace proposal that, in allying the Commonwealth with the Federated Sons, effectively ended the Third Succession War. The Compelling Confederation. The Capellan Confederation is one of the 5 successor states of the Star League, located rimward of Terra. Ruled by House Liao, the Confederation is the smallest and newest of the successor states and often the loser in conflicts against the other powers of the Inner Sphere. It is an authoritarian police state with philosophical origins in a text known as the Corvin Doctrine, which argues for total subservience of the individual to the state. Citizens of the Confederation must earn their position and the benefits of citizenship through service to their community. The current leader of the Confederation is Chancellor Maximilian Liao, a shrewd planner and master manipulator. House Liao, one vision. The Capellan Confederation is the smallest of the successor states and was the last to form, created on Capella by neighboring states in 2366. House Liao gave the Confederation its Han Chinese character and ensured the survival of the realm through strong, if frequently erratic, rule. Popularly disparaged as a totalitarian police state, many Capellan citizens enjoy a high degree of personal freedom and willingly serve the state in return for the generous services it provides. Interesting. And then us, we know about this. Did we read this actually? No. The Magistracy of Canopus is a large periphery state located rimward and anti-spinward of Terra, just beyond the Free Worlds League. Founded explicitly as a matriarchy, the Magistracy is ruled by a Magistrix, a position open only to women, and usually held by a member of the founding Centrella family. Independent since the fall of the Star League, the Magistracy has remained mostly untouched by the succession wars, except by the overall collapse of trade and travel. Oh, we did read this. The Magistracy is famed for its social and cultural freedom, with no consensual behavior forbidden by law or custom. The current ruler of the Magistracy is the Magistrix Kayala Centrella, who harbors a deep grudge against the Inner Sphere and the Free Worlds League in particular. Yeah, we read that, and yep. The Taurean Concord is one of the largest periphery states located rimward of Terra beyond the Federated Sons. Founded and ruled by House Calderon, the Concordat prides itself on its independence, freedom, and stability. The Concordat is wealthy, well-educated, and well-armed for a periphery state. The Taureans defend their independence fiercely against Inner Sphere aggression, particularly by the Federated Sons. They perceive House Davion's reputation as a protector of liberties as unwarranted and even hypocritical, and they have a long history of conflict with a much larger successor state. The current leader of the Concordat is Protector Thomas Calderon. And House Calderon is the dynastic ruling house of Taurus, the Taurean homeworlds, and the Taurean Concordat. The line is descended from Samantha Calderon, who founded the first colony on Taurus in 2253. Members of House Calderon are considered fair, egalitarian, and pragmatic in their decisions. The rimward periphery. We saw that, the deep periphery. The area of space just outside the Inner Sphere and the periphery is known as the Deep Periphery. The exact borders of this region are vaguely defined. Though not as thoroughly colonized as the periphery, the Deep Periphery is home to a number of interstellar states, such as the Hanseatic League and the Chainalane Isles. Alexander Kerensky, born 2700, disappeared 2784. As regent and protector of the Star League and commanding general of the Star League Defense Force, Kerensky was the highest-ranking military officer of the Inner Sphere. Following his successful conclusion of the Amara Civil War, Kerensky withdrew from the Inner Sphere with 80% of the Star League Defense Force's personnel and assets, never to be seen again. This action left the Inner Sphere defenseless and precipitated the First Succession War. Starleague Defense Force, SLDF, was the largest military force in human history with over 100 million soldiers serving in 486 divisions at its peak. The SLDF suffered horrific losses opposing Stefan Amaris in the Amaris Civil War. Alright, let's click next. We're going to be the Magistracy. You are of noble birth. Though immigrants to the Aurigan Reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Aurigan space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles, and ancestral Battlemech and Old Blackjack BJ1. Aurigan Reach is a specific group of about 24 systems in the rimward periphery bordering the Taurean Concord and the Capellan Confederation. The Reach is home to the Aurigan Coalition ruled by House Arano. Beyond the Reach are a large number of independent systems colloquially referred to as the Frontier. A Battlemech, commonly abbreviated as MECH. Battlemechs are enormous armored fighting vehicles, often humanoid in design, that can weigh up to 100 tons. They are considered the most powerful and deadly surface units a military force can field. Battlemechs are classified as light, 20 to 35 tons, medium, 40 to 55 tons, heavy, 60 to 75 tons, or assault, 80 plus tons. Because of their incredible power requirements, many mechs generate ferocious amounts of waste heat, making Battlemech cockpits swelteringly hot and sometimes threatening to cause a complete system shutdown. Blackjack BJ1 is equipped for both long and close range engagements. A pair of AC-2s is backed up by 4 medium lasers, lending the mech a powerful alpha strike, while jump jets enable the Blackjack to move to high ground at a moment's notice. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Succession Wars, whom your parents hired on for a season to train you as a Mech Warrior. Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a battle-scarred Mech Warrior with nearly 40 years of combat experience. In addition to mercenary work, Mastiff has served as Master at Arms for a number of noble houses, training their scions in the art of war. The ladies Camilla Arano and Victoria Espinoza have both benefited from his training. Succession Wars were a series of wide-ranging conflicts between the successor states of the Inner Sphere that lasted from 2786 to the current year of 3025. During these wars, the Great Houses mobilized vast numbers of Battlemechs to destroy each other and claim territory, with the ultimate goal of ruling the Inner Sphere. A notable consequence of these conflicts was the significant loss of advanced technology from the prior Starleague's era. Interesting. Hope you guys are finding it interesting. Mech Warrior. Someone who pilots a Battlemech is called a Mech Warrior. They typically serve in the armies of the successor states or in mercenary units. During the Succession Wars, many Mech Warriors owned their own mechs and passed them down through the generations as family heirlooms. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life until the day after your 16th birthday when you were exiled. Once the promising young scion of your family, you committed an unforgivable transgression and were sentenced to life in exile. You stole away with the family's ancestral blackjack and set off to find a new life to call your own. You struck out on your own as the heir to a noble family. You grew up wanting for nothing, and as it turns out, you couldn't stand a life of pampered nobility. Finally, one night you stole away with the family's ancestral blackjack and set off to find a new life to call your own. Your family went bankrupt. As you grew older, you watched your family's fortune, income, and influence slowly dwindle away until there was nothing left. Your parents, driven to despair, took their own lives. With nothing but your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a new life for yourself. Your family died in an accident. The rest of your family died in a freak jump ship accident, after which you discovered they had nothing behind but piles of debt. After seeing everything to settle the debt, you set off on your own, with only your family's ancestral blackjack left to your name. What's a jump ship accident? Jump ships are space-going vessels capable of faster-than-light travel, using massive Kearney Fushida drives to instantaneously jump from one planetary system to another. Typical civilian jump ship designs dedicate 95% of their mass to the KF drive and a solar energy collection system to power it, leaving little room for conventional engines. Consequently, these ships are only seen at jump points beyond each star's gravitational proximity limit. Commercial interstellar travel involves riding a dropship from the planet to the jump point, docking the dropship to a jump ship for transit to a new system, and then riding the dropship back down to the destination planet. And the final option is your family was betrayed and its seat of power destroyed. You defeated the betrayers, but you were the only sole surviving member of your house. With nothing but your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a new life for yourself. So I'm going to roleplay this a bit. I'm not just going to pick the best stats, but let's look at the stats anyway. Gunnery determines the chance to hit with ranged weaponry, higher skills and effective counter to evasion and environmental effects that hamper targeting. Tactics increases the effectiveness of called shot opportunities. It also reduces the penalty for indirect fire and improves the minimum range of weaponry. Piloting increases melee hit chance and base sprint distance. It also improves the threshold of stability that triggers unsteady. Guts improves the maximum health of Mech Warriors. It also reduces the penalty from weapon recoil and increases the threshold of heat that triggers overheated. Piloting Guts. So we're going to get Gunnery, chance to hit with ranged weaponry, and effective counter for evasion and environmental effects that hamper targeting, and Guts. Maximum health of Mech Warriors. Reduces the penalty from weapon recoil and increases threshold of heat that triggers overheated. Our family was betrayed. Out on your own life, you fell into the life of a Aurican Coalition soldier. Unsure of your prospects, you traveled to Coromadir, the capital of the Aurican Coalition, and enlisted in the Coalition military. You quickly rose through the ranks, distinguishing yourself as a reliable Mech Warrior. Life as a soldier wasn't glamorous, but it suited you just fine. Coromadir is the center of power of the Aurican government. Its 2 inhabitable worlds are home to billions of people. At the heart of Coromadir 6 is the vast Taurean fortress that serves as both capital and last bastion of defense. Both House Arano and House Espinosa considered Coromadir their ancestral home. We could have become a frontier pirate. Tired of living under the authority of others, you fell in with a local pirate gang in the Rimward Periphery. It was an unruly crew, but an effective one. Roaming the periphery afforded your outfit with a steady supply of poorly defended merchant caravans and supply depots to prey upon. While raids did occasionally devolve into combat, you quickly learned that successful piracy is mostly about being in the right place at the right time with the right threats and a good show of force. Solaris Gladiator. You took your skills as a Mech Warrior to the famed arena planet of Solaris 7. There, you eked out a living as a gladiator, fighting for the crowd in minor arenas, getting by from paycheck to paycheck. Solaris 7 is famous for its Battlemech gladiatorial fights, known as the Solaris Games. These fights are broadcast throughout the Inner Sphere and the Periphery, where fans eagerly follow the careers of their favorite Mech Warriors. Inner Sphere Mercenary. Eager to get away from it all, you joined up with a minor Inner Sphere mercenary unit. Integrating into the tight-knit crew took time, but you eventually proved your worth and became part of the family. Frontier Freelancer. You roamed the Rimward Periphery as a freelancer, signing on whatever odd contracts you could find as a Mech Warrior for hire. It was a solitary life, but as you became more comfortable with the itinerant lifestyle, you found you were able to make a decent living helping the people of the frontier or a merchant guard. You signed on as a guard for a small trading guild, providing security as the guild's caravan made trading runs between the Inner Sphere and the Periphery. It was largely uneventful life, but you were able to put your Mech Warrior skills to good use in the occasional scuffle with pirates and uncooperative local governments. I think I'm going to be a frontier freelancer. We roamed the Rimward Periphery as a freelancer, signing on whatever odd contracts we could find, and we made a decent living helping the people of the frontier. +1 tactics, which again increases the effectiveness of called shot opportunities. It also reduces the penalty for indirect fire and improves the minimum range of weaponry. until years later you crossed paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. While running a routine patrol for a local government on the outskirts of the Oregon Reach, you were set upon by pirates and left for dead. Raju happened to be visiting the capital city and picked up your distress call. Upon rescuing you, he offered you a job in House Arano Royal Guard. Foresight and Vision, the hereditary rulers of the Oregon Coalition currently led by Lady Camilla Arano. The Arano House sigil is a great cormorant on the field of red. The ancestral seat of House Arano is Coromadir 6. From the early days of the Rimward Trade Partnership and the founding of the Oregon Coalition in 2910 through to the current day, House Arano has led the systems of the Oregon Reach. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of the Lady Camilla Arano. Alright, here we go. Your name and call sign. Let's see, we're going to be he, random last name, Mejia, Kowalczyk, Mackenzie, Chiu, Moraes, Orlana. First name will go ahead and be Matthew Orlana. Enter call sign, Sidecar, Cobalt, Amit, Peanut, Teacher, Felix, Lamprey, Twister, Crunch, Mariner, Zephyr, Magpie. How about Fluent? Fluent, Matthew Orlana. This picture, we'll go ahead and customize it. No makeup. Tattoo 18. There's a tattoo on the face, which is pretty cool. I can't really see what they are. Let's go ahead with that one. Scar 2. Let's go with that scar. Hairstyle. Man bun. Looks like. Let's go through them though. Wow. Hair makes such a difference in how someone looks, you know? Go with that one. Eyebrows. Go with those. Facial hair 1. We'll go with the full stubble. What's facial hair 9? Yeah, we'll go with the full stubble. Expression 4. Is good. Complexion 6. I like complexion 2 actually. Clothing. We'll go with something with a big collar like that. Kind of like that, which looks red or maybe brown. Lighting. That lighting is fine. camera. Maybe something like that. Not the prettiest face, but tips, eyes, brown. Skin is fine. Lips. Makeup. Okay, that looks good. Fluent, Matthew Orellana. Next. Character background. Your family came to the Aurigan Reach from the Majesty of Canopus the day of your 16th birthday. Your family was betrayed and murdered. Out on your own, you fell into the life of a frontier freelancer. We have 3 in gunnery, 2 in piloting, 3 in tactics, 3 in guts. Let's confirm. And watch more. The High Lord Tamati Arano II is dead. The Aurigan Reach is left at an uncertain crossroads. Once prosperous, it is now a kingdom in decline, surrounded by powerful neighbors. Lord Santiago Espinosa, brother-in-law to the late High Lord, is convinced that the slow-moving Council of Founding Houses must be dissolved. His proposed directive would conscript their house guard and centralize power under a single throne. However, the High Lord's heir, the noble Lady Camilla Arano, is determined to rebuild the Reach without transforming it into an authoritarian state. She refuses to enact her uncle's directive and has rebuked his vehement pleas to reconsider. On the morning of Lady Arano's ascension to the throne, her loyal captain of the guard, Raju Mastiff Montgomery, makes preparations to escort her safely to the coronation procession that awaits in Cordia City. And I'm going to save here, guys. We got through character creation. Coronation Day, Arano Summer Palace, 8:53 local time. We're going to have to go through this, though, before we can save. Prepping for combat. This has been a pretty good episode, at least making our character. Let's go ahead and hit begin mission.
Command interface initiated.
Camera movement. Move to the edge of the screen. Use WASD to move the camera. Use the right mouse button or Q and E to rotate the camera. Okay, Fluent. I had the Espinosa refit yards. Rush the repairs on your blackjack. Looks like it's all in one piece, but we should run some diagnostics on it just to be sure. Standard field tests. You know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you more about the job I brought you out here to do. Now do me a favor and get that Battlemech moving. Let's see if there are any kinks in its actuators. Click on a Mech Warrior's portrait or press Tab to cycle between available units. Okay, can I can't save. Alright, what I'm going to do, guys... cannot save during the tutorial mission. I'm going to go ahead and quit and remake this person off camera for episode 2. And then we'll go ahead and jump right in with the tutorial mission next time. So we'll make the same exact character again. So I want to thank you guys for joining me. I hope you'll enjoy this and enjoy the upcoming LP. And I hope you'll join me for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get into combat action. It's going to be so cool. Want to thank you for joining me. Really appreciate you guys. Much love, peace, and joy. Catch you next time with more. And yeah, let's do this, guys. It's going to be a ton of fun. See you guys then.